Hi, hello, it's me again. I'm Marva from the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit us. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be harvesting. The major thing, however, is what you see right there in that black bag. Yes, that's a bunch of bananas. Let me tell you why it's in a garbage bag. A few weeks ago, I noticed that about 3 fingers of the bananas were being eaten. I suspect it's by squirrels. So in order to protect the bunch, I've decided to cover it in this garbage bag. That's a safe and easy way. All you have to do is leave a hole in the bottom so that when it rains, the water can come right through. So that's one bunch, and there's a second bunch right here. This one is not ready yet. However, this bunch will be harvested today. Yes, watch and see. On second thought, instead of cutting down the entire bunch, I'm just going to cut off a hand, the hand that I'm going to use for dinner this evening. When I'm ready to share it, then I'll cut the bunch off of the plant. That's it. And that's that for the bananas, folks. Now let me go find something else for dinner. Okay, here I am at this volunteer callaloo. I'm going to harvest some of this, and this will be dinner today. It's so nice. Look at the stalk. Nice and big, yet tender. Yeah, getting dinner from the garden. And I'm also going to get some herbs. This plant just showed up, and I have a few more in other parts of the garden where the callaloo are springing up. In this bed also I've planted some other types, the red callaloo, the orange callaloo, and the tricolored ones. I hope they come up. I see signs of them coming up. But all around this, look at this. It's so thick and big. All around this is a callaloo that was planted here a few days ago. It's hard to see, but I can see the red ones right here. Yeah, let me get some more. Let me show you the basket. Let me see what else I can find. Ladies and gentlemen, while I'm out here, let me show you how effective these nets are. You see how lovely the callaloo is? No evidence of what? No evidence of pests. But let me show you another section where there are some volunteer plants. But take a look. These are between the tomato cages. Look at the callaloo with no protection. The worms have taken over. Yeah, and they're coming over here too. Started here. And I'm pretty sure they're going to move on. Yes. So the netting is proof that it protects the plants from pests. So let's go find something else. I'm going to see how many tomatoes I can get from this vine here. It's been giving us a lot of tomatoes. I mean, there are many tomatoes on there. Just looking for some ripe ones or partially ripe ones. Some of them are underground. I see evidence of white flies over here. Time to get out the neem oil. I'm just going to add the tomatoes to the callaloo. Make the pot look colorful. That's it for the tomatoes. So we're going to have to put up these callaloo right here, the infested ones, and get rid of them before they start affecting the tomato plants. As a matter of fact, while I'm here, I'm pulling up the whole thing. I'm going to put this in my compost bed. Let's get this too. Can't let the pests get the better of the plants. That's the compost pile. Very useful. Wow, look at this. There's some ripe ones up there. These are the papayas. Wow. And here's another dwarf one that is ready. There's always something to harvest in the garden. Let's go check out some herbs. All right, here's my herb box. Got some lovely basils right here. I love basil. These are seeding, so let me take this off. Look at this thyme. It's a windy day here. I also have some parsley right here. Let me get some oregano too. So here's my partial dinner ingredients. I'm gonna add some sweet potatoes and maybe some cornmeal dumplings to this. It will be a vegetarian meal, meatless. Right here is the string beans bed. I harvested some already yesterday, so I already have some cooked. I can see that there's some in here too that's ready to be harvested. So I don't need to harvest anymore today. I already have some cooked, so I'm gonna add what I already have on the inside to my dinner. So I'm going to go inside now to prepare dinner, and I may just take you on some of the journey or just the end result. Um, I know that somebody had asked how I cook my bananas. I think I may show you a little bit of that too. Though, even though there's a video on my channel that shows how I prepare green bananas. So let's go inside. Before I handle the bananas, I usually spray my hands with some oil to keep the stains off my hands, and you can also wipe it on the handle of the knife. In addition to that, I spray the inside of the pot that I'm going to use as well. Some people take off the skin from the bananas. I don't. I find it easier to just boil the bananas and the skin. So I score it like this gently so that it opens up easily when it's cooked. I like to wash the bananas because they're out there in the elements and there's dust and dirt there. So even though it's an organic garden, you have to wash off the dirt, the dust from your food. Now, and this is going to be boiled. You can put salt in your pot, or that's optional. I have some Jamaican sweet potatoes that I'm also going to boil. So let me finish this and I'll get back to you. Now I'm going to put the bananas in the pot, and the sweet potatoes are already in. Now you know the bananas are ready when you can put a knife or a fork through it when it's tender. And that's it. I'm just simply going to cover the pot and wait for them and the potatoes to be boiled. The pot has been boiling now for about 20 minutes. Let's see if the bananas and the potatoes are cooked. It should go right through freely. Yes, it is so soft. It fell off. It is ready. What about the potatoes? They are ready as well. All right, so I'm going to let it cool a little bit, and then I show you how easily the skin comes off. By the way, over here is a pot of coconut milk seasoned with the herbs that I got from the garden. At the last minute, I thought about not making the dumplings, but then I said, let me make them. And so that's why the dumplings are going in this pot. Coconut dumplings. Now, I'm simply going to open up the skin and pry out the bananas. I'm also going to cut the tips off each one. Cooking it in the skin also gives the bananas a clean appearance. And that's how I prepare my green bananas. And here's the result of the meal. Here I have bananas from the garden, string beans from the garden, my callaloo from the garden, and I added some sweet potatoes, and coconut cornmeal dumplings. Now it's time for the taste test. Starting with the dumpling. I like the coconut taste. Let me try it with some of the callaloo. Yes, delicious. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.